everyone, I wanted to share with you today one of the very biggest lessons I had as an emerging and up and coming not-for-profit leader. And in fact, this lesson was not only a massive one in my leadership, but it was massive life-changing lesson. And it changed everything for me, both at home and in my work. So what is it? I learned that I am not in control. And that learning was pretty scary for someone who's a bit of a self-confessed perfectionist and who used to see an outcome that they wanted to achieve and think, well, that's how I want to get there and that's how I want it to happen, and thought that I could control how we would get to the outcome and that I thought I could actually control the outcome. Well, guess what? I can't. I am not in control of that many things. But once I learned that, I then had to learn, how do I then relinquish that perception of being in control of everything? It's pretty hard, pretty life-changing. Actually, the time when I learned this was when I had my first child. And once I realized this concept, then it changed everything for me in terms of even getting my child to sleep. Yeah, I thought I could control when my child went to sleep. No. When you have children, you quickly learn that you are not in control at all. So, how did I do it? Well, I got exposed to the concept of your circle of influence versus your circle of control. So what do I control? I control me. That's it. I'm in control of my emotions, my thoughts, my actions, and my behavior. I control how I show up. I control the energy that I bring to any situation, and I control how I respond and how I interact with people. That's it. That's what I control. It's not very much at all. I can't control other people. They control themselves, and they're responsible for all those things that I'm responsible and control for myself, for themselves. But then I had to look at the circle of influence, and that's where the magic happens. My circle of influence and your circle of influence is so much greater than our own control of ourselves, because we are able to, through the way we control our own energy and our own responses and our own behavior and how we interact, we influence other people's responses and how they choose and how they control how they respond to us. We can influence that, and it's so much greater than what we have to control. In fact, let me show you. Okay, so this is me. This is my circle of control. It's me. It's kind of small. This is my circle of influence. It's so much wider than my circle of control, so much bigger. I have so much more scope there through the way I control myself, how I influence others. And there's a specific way to influence others, and I'll talk more about that later. And it's not manipulation. Manipulation and influence are very different, right? But it's influence. And what's beautiful about your circle of influence is that the way you choose to control yourself and choose the way you show up in the world and your behavior and all of those sorts of things influences other people. And then they take that influence and their behavior and their zone of control, and they influence more people, and then that influences more people, and that influences more people, and our circle of influence then becomes infinite. It's a great lesson. It changed the way that I managed and led my team, and it changed it for the better. So I hope that helps. You may be miles ahead of what I was when I was an emerging leader, and you might already have all this and understand it, but remember it. because it will serve you well. That's it. The ripple effect, your circle of control and your circle of influence. Choose to influence, not to control. That's it. Thanks. Bye.